Okay, so after waiting 20 plus years for the sequel to Beavis and Butthead Do America, we get Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. And while, look, this is nothing groundbreaking, this isn't like a totally new Beavis and Butthead, this is still Mike Judge delivering what Beavis and Butthead were then, and they start out, and ultimately, just like the previous movie and pretty much the show itself, ultimately their goal is still to score. They get sentenced to space camp, and early on they meet a woman that becomes the object of their desire. Beavis still the more sensitive of the two. Butthead, a little rough around the edges still, obviously, when it comes to dealing with Captain Serena. So they get sentenced to space camp, and some crazy turn of events, the astronauts there actually love them and think they would be perfect for the job. Meanwhile, to the guys, everything's just some kind of sexual innuendo, or somehow they just turn everything into sex. Everything they hear is going to be sex. So they're all set. They are down, no questions. They're just moving forward with the mission. So they find themselves in outer space. Obviously, Beavis and Butthead being there, things aren't going to go well. They get sucked into a wormhole and sent all the way back to Texas 2022. So that was all pretty quickly. They got that going early on in the movie. So, the brunt of the movie is going to be the boys in 2022 in Texas. They end up on a campus. That led to some big laughs. They get their hands on a smartphone. That led to some big laughs. Beavis confused Siri for Serena. He thought he was talking to Captain Serena. He pretty much fell in love with her. That's where we get to see the more sensitive side of Beavis. And, there were some good jokes about white privilege while they were on campus. The boys got a little bit of a lesson there. They learned absolutely nothing. In fact, they took it the wrong way. They thought white privilege just meant they were like, cool, we're white. That pretty much means we can do whatever we want. That led to just tons and tons of nachos. They figured out they could pay for things on the smartphone they got their hands on, just led to more nachos. And at one point, no spoiler alert, obviously. I mean, it's a Beavis and Butthead movie. You knew Cornholio was going to make an appearance. Cornholio does, in fact, make an appearance, and he's still a beloved figure, a little bit intimidating. There's, the plot doesn't necessarily matter. But they are kind of being pursued the whole time as the movie's going on. They still think as the chase ensues, they believe, it's just leading to more and more clues that they are eventually going to score with Captain Serena. They're trying to get back to their house. The house has been remodeled. There's a funny part where they start to talk about Beavis's mom. We get nothing there, but it was kind of funny how they did that. And there's the multiverse. They reference Spider-Man a few times throughout the movie, and there's also a multiverse going on. There's two other Beavis and Buttheads from another universe that keep showing up and communicating with them, trying to push them towards get them in the direction of the portal that'll just fix everything, I guess. I don't know. It's the word. It's kind of a science fiction movie. Not a great science fiction movie, but it's part comedy, part science fiction. You know how they do these movies these days. So, I know The Simpsons and South Park and Family Guy. That's pretty much, look, they've done it much longer, obviously. But Beavis and Butthead got in the door before all of those guys. And I think there was a few things in there that you could see. It was almost like, oh, okay. They all respect one another. There was a little nod to South Park there, maybe a little Simpsons reference there. But then again, man, those shows have like 2,000 combined episodes at this point. There's going to be some crossover. All right, guys. So, like I said, this isn't going to be like, whoa, Mike Judge and Beavis and Butthead have changed animation. Not necessarily the case. But if you're just looking for some good laughs and you're not too grown up, it's awesome. I guess overall, in honor of Joe LaRocca, his daily review, I'll give it a B. I would just give it a flat-out A+, because I did laugh a lot. I gotta say, I did laugh a lot consistently throughout the movie. I don't know why I'm giving it a B. I'm changing that to an A-. All right, guys, boom, we're out of here.